Okay, hey y'all. Yeah, man, in the background here is Old Blue, as you can tell. And I already did a walk around video on this, and if I haven't posted it yet, I will post it. But this is just kind of to show you a little bit about me. So, I grew up mostly in southeast Oklahoma uh, with my grandparents, and my grandfather bought this truck new. And where we lived at the time, there was you didn't get mail in a mailbox, out in front of your house. I apologize by this airplane flying over, but that's Americana. But so we would have to go to town to get the mail, and it was a general store, and then inside this general store was a bunch of mailboxes in the post office. There was no trash pickup. You either burned your trash in a barrel, and some things you couldn't. So there was a community dump that was up in a couple of hills, a couple of mountains over, and it was just they had graded a big old area, and the community would dump their trash there, and then every so often they'd come in and they'd cover it up, and people would start all over again. But I tell you all that because we're fixing to listen to Jerry Jeff Walker, the pickup truck song, and it says a lot about, uh, identifies a lot about me growing up too. At the store, my grandfather would get snuff Garrett. He was a snuff dipper. So was my grandmother, for that point, for that matter. And then after we were done, man, I mean that only took us 10 minutes maybe, and then Grandpa and I we would go through all the back roads, and he was a big hunter. I mean we were poor. He was really poor, and so they would supplement their food by him killing deer and skinning it. And I spent all this time with him. Let me change hands. My shoulder's getting sore. So yeah, with this truck here, but there's a story. I don't remember it, but there was a story that my mother would tell me about me being in this truck. Now this is a '57, and I wasn't born to '59. So, and I had to be probably 5 or 6 years old when this story happened. So, early '60s, mid '60s, somewhere around there. I was standing up in the seat, and that's the way people used to do it. I was standing up in the seat and hanging my butt out the window at people. And my grandfather, the story I get is my grandfather kept telling me, Michael, sit down, and I'd sit down. And as soon as he'd take off again, I'd stand back up and I'd stick my butt out that window. I still have my clothes on, but I guess. And I'd stick my butt out that window. And finally, he pulled over, and he had to swat me one time. And I guess it broke my heart, and it broke his heart. And when we got back to the house, he was having to apologize to my mother, and my mother was angry at me, not at this old man who was just this wonderful, wonderful old man that I never met anybody or heard anything negative or bad about the way my grandfather treated people or treated, anybody. So for him to have to swap me, it broke his heart, and I was just being an ornery little boy. So anyway, with that story out of the way, I'm going to get back in, and I'll take y'all with me. Turn it on, and I'll turn that music on, and we'll enjoy Jerry Jeff Walker, the pickup truck song. Today's Sunday, August the 11th, 2024, and we're out here in Ellis County, Texas, and living a good life, close to the Lord. I mean, look around, guys. Yep, I'll tell you right now, I know I'm fortunate, and I know you guys are too. So let's get an Old Blue, and let's get Jerry Jeff Walker happening, okay? I got to start it up first, get the radio working. All right, come on. All right, here we are. Let's get this going. All right, so let's get Jared up going. All right.
Pickup truck song. I'll tell you a little story about this song. My favorite parts was I used to go down to Lukenbach and ride around with Hondo in his old pickup truck. He had an old green Chevy pickup. The outside of it looked like it'd been beat all over with the tire iron. When you opened the door, all this junk rolled out, all these old snuff cans and jumper cables and chains and piece of wood he's whittling on, maybe an old can he'd used somewhere. My favorite part, though, was riding home from Lukenbach late on a big full moon night. We'd turn the lights off, kind of ride along in the moonlight. Across the top of this one hill, Hondo would say, "Hey, I think it's right. We're going to go for the coasting record." He'd shut the truck off. We'd go down this little grade in the road. I'd say, "Hondo, how far is the coasting record so far?" He said, "That big tree up there at the end of the hill." We'd be all leaning in the cab trying to get the truck to go a little bit farther. I mean, I didn't know how serious it was. I mean, going for a record and everything, I had to try my best. Some of the fun you can have in your pickup truck. Yeah, I used to look forward to Saturdays when me and my grandpa would get away. Hop in his pickup truck and we'd go to town. We had a couple chores that we had to do. It didn't take long before we were through. Then we let the pickup truck just wander around. We make a run to the county down. We'd always wave when we saw someone. Grandpa would make up a song as we rolled along. The post office without fail. We get some feed and we check out the mail. We never took the same road twice on the way back home. Spent a few years out running free. I spent 2 or 3 in New York City, and I moved back to Texas, tired, hell it had enough. I go to Lukenbach on Saturdays, cause Hondo had a way to brighten up my day. He always made me laugh when we rode in his pickup truck. He'd make a run to the county down. He'd always wave when we saw someone. Hondo would make up the tail as we rolled along. Post office without fail. He gets to chew and we check out the mail. We never took the same road twice on the way back home. Well, I miss Grandpa and Honda too. I really miss things that we used to do. So last week I went out and bought me an old pickup truck. Now me and my kids spend Saturdays. We do fun things in a simple way. We love to start the day with a ride in the pickup truck. We make a run to the county down. We always wave when we see someone. The kids love to make up a song as we roll along. Post office without fail. We get stamps and we check out the mail. We never take the same road twice on the way back home. Half the fun's getting lost on the way back home.